Hello, my name is Yemi Alade, and you are welcome to my cover shoot from Marie Claire, Nigeria. Mama Africa is the title of one of my favorite albums, and actually started off as a nickname because I was traveling around Africa a lot, and then one time one of my friends hits me up and was like, "Mama Africa, where are you today?" And then it just hits me that is who I am. But then I needed to find a purpose as to why I'll be called such a name. And then I realized that it was my turn to tell my story of Africa. And I became that name. Before I started traveling the world, I realized that I used to think that Africans didn't speak French or didn't speak Portuguese. But then the more I traveled, I realized that there were languages. The languages itself were the things dividing us, even more than the geography. The fact that a fellow Nigerian cannot go to Cameroon and have a good time because he can't speak French. The languages have become the barrier. And when I discovered that, I decided that I would make music that would be in French, in Swahili, in Portuguese, because I needed to further send my message home. It's a well-known fact that for me to be on a song with anyone, I have to first of all be a fan. Because it makes it possible for the music to be genuine. And also, I found out that because I travel a lot, the best way to leave my music prints would be to collaborate with the original musicians in those countries. It makes the feeling more unforgettable. So that's how I pick my collaborations as I travel around the world. It's like I'm creating my own musical story as I jump from place to place. To be sincere, my career has really opened my eyes to what I was taught in school about geography. But when I started traveling the world, I started discovering Africa, I truly fell in love with Africa. And everything that I show you, everything that I tell you in my music, in my videos, is authentic. It's truly how I feel. I've fallen in love with the culture and the colors. I don't think any Western culture could ever compete with the colors and variety that our culture provides. I mean, in just Nigeria alone, from the east to the north to the south, all our fabrics, all our beautiful jewelry, it's eye candy, it's eye catchy. It just makes every design pop. Like, I can go on and on. Well, I'm a human being, as you can see. And every now and then there would be some kind of doubt that might creep into my mind, especially when I'm trying to challenge myself to go for things that are bigger than my eyes can see. When my dreams are so wild, I don't know why they're coming to me. I sense doubt. And in those moments where I sense doubt, I silence them immediately. Oh yes, I have seen a lot of my peers who are signed to labels outside the African space. I've seen a lot of opportunities that have presented themselves to them, and I have understood that even though the door was held open for them, I'm gonna have to break them down myself. I'm in the business of making a way where there's none, breaking down doors, snatching wigs, and just slaying. That's what I do. I take what's mine, but I earn it. Definitely. But you see, the thing with music has been such a safe haven for me. When I woke up this morning, the first thing I said was, can you imagine a world without music? It will be terrible. People don't know that music is therapy. Because, as Africans, we don't use words like that. What is therapy? want to see therapists. You get coins, what do you do? Those kind of things. But truly, that is why we like our night times. That's why we are always plugged in with our earphones, listening to music, because we are at that point in time getting some kind of therapy. It soothes. It just it resets you one way or the other. And I'm just really grateful that music does that for me. So when I'm recording my music, I put it all out there. But he who knows, knows. I felt really liberated recording this album. I felt like, yes, I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. Right from Woman of Steel, from my album Woman of Steel, I have been of this opinion that I needed to put my opinion out there in the world a little more. And I sort of like scratched the surface with that album. But with this album, I'm really engraving it. I'm saying things that people said to their fellow people and thought it wouldn't come back to them. It's not just personal. I'm using this album to tell stories that are not just about me, but they are very true. What is different about this album is that I'm definitely not the same person I was yesterday. And this new persona that I am trying to transmit in my music will be seen. It's important to promote body positivity, especially because representation is very fundamental in the world that we live in. I know how I feel when I arrive at, international airports and I see a model that looks like me with my big broad forehead, my beautiful melanin skin, some curves. Some of them don't have curves as much. Some are way bigger than mine. When you see these beautiful features being put up there, for 1 or 2 seconds, I feel even better about myself. I will speak from my own standpoint because as a musician, I do have a lot of songs where I speak about the African beauty. And I do not hold back in making sure that my models in the videos also show what I'm singing. Music videos and songs, when they are laden with empowering lyrics and empowering visuals, they send a message not just to grown women, but to kids. The kids are watching every day, and it is my purpose to always find a way to sneak my way into the mind of the young girl at home watching me, so she understands that there's nothing in this world that she wants to be that she cannot be. She has all that it takes. I wish I had someone telling me that when I was way younger. Music will evolve with or without its core players. I mean, the music that you listened to in 2014 isn't the same music that everyone is listening to now in 2023. Personally, I would say my evolution it shows more in my choice of rhythm, my choice of lyrics, my choice of topic. Every day I have a different opinion on things that affect me or people around me. And that is where evolution comes to play. But it's important to note that in all this evolution, the most important things stay the same. And that will be my high life and dancehall. Those two are going nowhere. Every other thing will play off that. For instance, if I'm going to tour Europe this year, it's very possible that my music will be high life, dancehall, and a sprinkle of something borrowed. And that is how evolution takes place. My new album has so many aspects that I'd like people to tap into and truly feel. But the one thing that I want this album to communicate to my listeners is the fact that Rules sometimes only exist just to make sure you do not get to your goals on time. It's important that every now and then you break some rules, break some legs. I mean, I'm not saying get violent. Just break some rules and try to make a way where there seems to be none. I repeat, sometimes rules were only made to keep you away from getting to your goals in time. Break those rules because there are no rules. That's the energy that my album has.